Hi there and welcome, and thanks for joining me for lunch today. So as you can see here, I have my lunch already and it's a blinking huge lunch. My lunches never used to look like this, and in fact when I was in corporate they were more like a coffee and a plastic wrapped muffin at the water cooler. And I would tend to think about looking forward to my dinner time, right? The lunch was just a pit stop during the day to get me by. And I'd be looking forward to dinner time, but then I'd also be snacking a lot after dinner, usually around 10:30 p.m. So this, unfortunately, is how things are in the busy working world. So many of us do not have time or the organization to create a nice big lunch for ourselves. But creating lunches that are the biggest meal of the day not only helps to regulate blood sugar, that then prevents from those afternoon like jitters, the anxiety, that feeling of overwhelm and busyness. But beyond that, when you have a nice big lunch, it is actually supporting your digestive health because you're eating in alignment with what I call the cosmic clock. So the cosmic clock is a truthful clock. It is a clock that is based on the 5 elements. And when the sun is highest in the day, we also have the most bile, the most enzymes in our digestive system to be able to eat more and certain foods that later in the day become more difficult to digest. So these are things that I've learned from Ayurveda and from studying the Dinacharya. Dinacharya is daily habits, and it's more to do with how to align your energy, your personal energy, with this bigger cosmic clock energy so that you're really maximizing health and wellness. So let's go through my lunch. This is not about recipes or what I'm having for lunch, but I do want to share with you some of the principles around how I've created this lunch plate. So the first thing is to try and eat outdoors. And if you're not eating outdoors, then at least be looking away from a screen and into something that is in nature or something that is joyful. We eat with our mouths, but we also eat with our eyes. And if you've been staring at a screen all morning, then giving your eyes a time to rest and digest and letting the gaze fade out across something pleasant. Then the next thing is to use a pretty plate. So really taking care of presentation. This is one of the things I love about Ayurveda. It's not just functional, but it's also about aesthetic because everything holds vibration. So if you throw your food just any old how on any old plate, it's like giving the message to yourself that you don't really care, that you're not good enough. This food creates this body, and I want to have it nourished by things of beauty and of cleanliness and simplicity so that I feel that way inside. So it starts with a plate, and you can see this is my lunch plate. It's pretty big. At night time for dinner, I go down to a smaller plate, still equally cute, but just a little smaller. The next thing is what goes onto this plate. So because I'm eating at lunchtime, that is between 12 and 2 when the sun is highest in the sky, my digestive system is optimal to receive foods that otherwise might be a little bit more difficult to digest. What are those foods? Well, foods that are raw are difficult to digest, and that includes salads. The other thing that is difficult to digest is meat things. The next thing is around color and taste, right? Just like we want a variety in our life, we want a variety of places to go visit, we want a variety of friends to have, so having variety in our plate and color brings this food to life. So here you can see I've got some green, yellow, red, brown, and some more green here. And I've created this little almost rainbow plate for myself. And not only is there a difference in the color, but the types of taste. So in Ayurveda, they talk about trying to create plates that have 6 tastes to them. I'm going to go through some of the ones here. So I have a roti, which is a sweet taste actually. And then I have the bitter taste of, this is kimchi. And then I have the sweetness of the beets. I have the bitterness of the salad. This is a plant-based like a chicken finger. And then the sprouts. Sprouts are full of vitality, right? They feel like they're zinging, and that's the way I want to feel inside. So I eat on my plate, put on my plate how I want to feel inside. I want to feel variety. Then once you've got your plate set up, then the next thing is that you want to just take a moment before you dive in. Take a moment to shift. Oftentimes you're coming out of a call and then you're coming to your lunchtime and there's no transition. So just taking a moment, sitting with the plate. Then the fact that I have prepared this with my own hands means that there's been a dialogue between the oils and the food that I've prepared with the enzymes in my stomach. They already know what they're going to get. So it's already fine-tuned the chemistry inside my gut to be able to receive this food, this specific food, which is kind of amazing. And then once you've finished your food, taking time to sit back and relax and really let the digestive system, it's a top to bottom system, letting it go down, letting it settle down. If you start getting up and running around again, you can get that kind of contraction in the gut and the food is not digested. When food isn't digested, it's laid down in the body as what we call ama. Ama, you could translate into sludge, gunk, fat tissue, all of those things. Now, you may be looking at this plate and saying, oh my God, that's so much. I would definitely put on weight if I ate like this every lunchtime. In the end, if you align what you're eating with when you're eating it, you'll find that you can actually eat more and still maintain a healthy weight and have a lighter, healthier dinner. And that allows your body to actually detox overnight and clear out the cells so that you're always feeling really nice and fresh. So the last thing I want to just give you a tip on before I go and dive into this food, my mouth is already salivating, is noticing that I don't have any water with me and nothing to drink. And there's also certainly no iced water. I know definitely in the States, when we go for lunch, they're often the first thing they bring out is that iced water, right? It's a little bit of a time kill till the server can get to you. When you drink iced water with any meal, you're putting out the fire that is created to help the digestion. It's called Agni, and even just sipping water, I wouldn't sip water until at least half an hour after I've eaten this, because otherwise what you're doing is putting out the fire that would help digest it. So I hope you enjoyed these little tips and spending lunch with me today. This is what I do. I teach around the habits of dinner and sleeping and waking up and movement. And this summer, 2022, I'm going to be leading experiential workshops to help you just take a moment to look at your current habits around eating. I'll be explaining a little bit about this secret doshic clock, this cosmic clock that you can align with. And when you do that, you'll notice that it's a game changer, right? Your whole way of eating and digesting, of sleeping, of waking up, of moving is shifted. So if you'd like more information, I'll put the link in below and feel free to share with your friends. Come along to the workshops. If you have any questions, then reach out and ask them. The first workshop will be on July 9th and we'll be talking about dinner time, which actually relates to the lunchtime. So hope to see you there and bon appetit.